Good morning, Enid. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, March 29th. Kind of a cool 50 degrees out here, but spring has sprung. Hope you enjoyed the rain that we had last night. Welcome to the show, show number 163. Get ready. The next 30 minutes, we've got news, weather, sports, and the doctor's in the house. We have Eye Wellness Month awareness this month, and so we've got a special doctor and a special guest here for you today. It's Good Morning Enid. It is time to rise and shine.
Good morning, Enid, and thank you again for joining us today. It's a bit dreary out there, but hopefully it'll get better. Let's take a look at that bus stop forecast. It's about 50 degrees, as Steve said earlier, but it looks like it's going to get up to about 60 degrees later today, and tonight's low is about 36 degrees. The winds aren't too bad, only 10 to 20 miles an hour out of the north side, but mostly cloudy skies today, so at least there's no more rain on the radar.
Did it rain at your house last night?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah. About from 2:30 to 3 at my house, just poured.
Yeah,
we need the water. We need the water. Did it rain at your house, Sarah?
Yes, it did.
Were you awake to hear the rain?
I was very awake the whole time,
okay.
yes.
Just checking, just checking.
It's hard to sleep through that, but we do need the rain, so it's a good thing. For those looking for this weekend, here is the weather. It's going to be nice and cloudy. Sunday, Easter Day, does not look as nice as
Easter Sunday's kind of
Friday.
cool.
Yeah. But either way, those are the temperatures there. It's going to be 67, 69, so Friday and Saturday should be good days.
Those are called Chamber of Commerce days, when you've got slight breeze and sunny skies and nearly 70-degree weather. Let's look at the temperatures across the state, just in case you're traveling to different parts of Oklahoma today on business or to see family and friends. In the big city of Dover is 48 right now. And South Coffeyville, you know, there's Coffeyville, Kansas, and there's South Coffeyville, Oklahoma. That's up in the northeast part of the state. You can see they're at 47. Big city of Antlers is down warmer at 58. 10-degree difference, 11-degree difference. Typical Oklahoma, big difference from the north to the south. But that's kind of a statewide look. So, well, are we back in school? Everybody went to spring break except me.
Yeah.
So school's back in session, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
And with that, here is our lunch for this Thursday. Pulled pork sandwich, celery sticks, woe butter, fresh baby carrots, pickle spare, bananas, and milk. So today is okay.
Did you say woe butter or did you say, I think it's wow butter.
Oh, wow butter.
But see, the thing is, I knew what you meant, though. That's the thing.
Good. We're on the same page, Steve.
Let's have some woe butter today.
Well, let's take a look at Friday, too. We have chicken taquitos, chili and cheese, refried beans, fresh broccoli, hip-hoppin' fruit cup.
Wow.
That's
a very amazing fruit cup.
yes, and some milk. So I think I'd definitely rather be there on Friday than on
Hip-hoppin'.
Thursday. Yeah, what is a hip-hoppin' fruit cup?
You know, back in the olden days when I went to school, we certainly didn't have hip-hoppin' food. So, anyway, well, that's the forecast. Failed to mention at the beginning of the show, you know, we're coming to you live local cable channel 12 and in high definition of 112 here in Enid, Oklahoma. But we're also live streaming around the globe. And we want to say hi to our friends that we hear from time to time. I know from Japan, over in Europe, different places. People have watched the show that have been on the show, that are with Vance and Air Force, or they're in the Air Force and they've moved to different parts of the country. We want to say good morning, Enid, to them as well. Again, holding steady at 50 degrees. It's 7:34. The morning is moving along, and we needed to find out what happened overnight besides the heavy rain that we much needed. And we turned to the bow tie guy, and that's Derek Silas. He has the Oklahoma Minute here at 7:34.
The OU Board of Regents appointed James Gallagly as the new president of the University of Oklahoma on Monday. And lawmakers sent a $474 million tax package to the government's desk to benefit teacher pay raises. March is National Women's History Month. The city of Enid celebrates its women leaders that have been asset to the city and community. And today is the opening day for the Major League Baseball. And tonight, the Thunder will take on San Antonio at 7 p.m. in Oklahoma City. Tomorrow, they will play Denver at 7 p.m. also in Oklahoma City. The 2018 NCAA Final Four semifinals will be this weekend with Loyola Chicago up against Michigan and Villanova up against Kansas. Oklahoma fun fact, Veneta, Oklahoma was the first town in the state to have electricity. It is also the oldest incorporated town in the state. And on this day in history, in 1973, the United States withdraws from Vietnam. And that's the Oklahoma Minute.
Loyola. That's tough to say.
Yes.
Anyway,
I'm
I
not gonna try
think
that.
Villanova's going to win. I know you're a big sports person, Sarah. Who's going to win?
The Dodgers today, because they're
The
playing.
Dodgers. I should have known. California girl. Well, our special guest today is a big baseball fan. Played baseball in high school
he
and
did play
college.
baseball. That's
Yeah,
right.
so
That's
well,
right.
he's probably with you. But I was thinking more of basketball. Aaron, you're a basketball person. So who's going to win?
I'm not a basketball person. I like baseball.
Work with me, Aaron. Just say yes anyway, and we'll go from
She already
there.
teams up with you with football.
Okay, we got to get moving. It's 7:36, and working our way to a high of 60 degrees today. What's next, Sarah?
We definitely want to remind you guys and take the time to introduce you guys to our Holstein cows one more
good.
time, all right?
Holsteins.
If you guys have any comments, questions, suggestions, please email us at gme@enid.org. We definitely want to hear from you. Also, if you're looking for great plans this weekend for Easter weekend, here is Erin with what's happening.
Thanks, Sarah. Before I talk about what's happening this weekend, I just wanted to give a big thank you to the Boy Scouts of America. They did a wonderful car show last weekend. I was there. It was really fun to see the last Geronimo in existence. It was really a really neat experience. It was in perfect condition, so it was a really beautiful car. And just want to say thank you because they did a great job. And then for this weekend, tonight we have the Vance Air Force Base Force Support Squadron Trivia Night at the Vance Club on base. So you do need an ID or need to be a guest of someone with an ID to get there. But if you're interested in trivia, from 5 to 9 tonight, the grill and the bar will be open. And then 7 o'clock, trivia starts, and it will run until 10 o'clock. There'll be food and drink specials, prizes, and they're running the Orange Door Pub Trivia. So it'll be really fun. If you're a big fan of trivia, it'll definitely be a good place to go. Then also tonight, there's the Fit Club, free group exercise classes. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, so if you miss tonight, don't worry about it. You can make it next weekend. It's 45 minutes, and there's strength training, core strengthening, flexibility, and cardiovascular improvement. There's also offering free health screenings and health education. There's also no registration, so you don't have to worry about it. You can just show up at the Champion Gym Park and work out with a bunch of people who are also interested in getting more fit. Then also on Saturday, we have the Sooner Sport Mod Series opening at the Enid Speedway. They're $15 for adults, $12 for military, seniors, and students, and then 11 and under are free. It's actually the fastest growing Sport Mod Series, and there's 4 different classes of cars. There are SSO Sprints, Sooner Modified, Sport Mods, and Pure Stocks, and it's the second season of operation from Kip Hughes and Mark Brill over at the Speedway Center. And it's also open on Friday if you want to go see the practicing. It starts at 5, and then the actual practice is at 7. But if you want to go to the actual event, the grandstand opens at 2, the pit gates open at 4, and the actual race is at 7 o'clock. So if you want to watch a bunch of different kinds of cars race each other, definitely head over to the Enid Speedway, and that's what's happening.
Very good.
Very good.
And that's bunch.
Yeah, it seems like the weekend starts today.
Yeah,
We
there's
had
a lot of stuff
plans.
going on
Yeah,
today.
That's great.
Here we are on this Thursday, March 29th. It is the National Vietnam War Veterans Day. I think that's the title of it. And to show reverence and also a tribute to those who served in Vietnam, we have this promo that we want to show you here at 7:39 this morning. When you visit Enid, Oklahoma, you'll come to a wall. Not just any wall. This wall is very special. You will find 58,272 names of the men and women who gave the ultimate sacrifice for their country. When you come to the wall, you'll be reminded that freedom isn't free. This is no ordinary wall. Our wall is Oklahoma's official Vietnam War memorial, and you will find the names of Enid's heroes, along with many of the area's heroes. On your next trip to Enid, Oklahoma, take time to honor those whose name is on the wall. Good morning, Enid, at 7:41. Special thanks to AJ, Penn, and Dane that work behind the scenes that help us with our show every Thursday morning. And we just appreciate you being with us as well. I want to remind you, you can tell your friends that playback of the morning show will be at 11:30 this morning, 5:30 this afternoon, 8:30 tonight. Well, March is Workplace Eye Wellness and Save Your Vision Month, and we turn to one person, and that's Dr. Justin Fung.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, Doctor. It's good to see you.
Appreciate you having me on.
And so welcome to Good Morning Enid, and get ready for tag team match. So, I'm sorry, before that, you're a big baseball fan. I always thought opening day was April 1st forever. And here it's on the 29th. Do you know what? They've changed it?
It moves around every year, I believe. It usually is the very beginning of April, one of the first days in April, because my birthday is April 4th, and a lot of times it's been on my birthday.
Hint, hint, birthday April 4th on TV. Okay, very subtle there. Well, I always thought it was an April 1st day. Okay, well, welcome. We're glad that you're here.
Good morning, Dr. Funk. It's really nice to have you here. I'm glad you were able to make it. We know that regular exams are about the only way to ensure that your eyes are healthy. Would you be able to, when should you have an exam? Would you be able to tell us a little bit about that?
That's a great question I get a lot, Sarah. A lot of times people don't necessarily think about their eyes until there's something wrong, until they can't see something or something hurts or something's red and painful in that situation. But our national organization, the American Optometric Association, has some general guidelines that they want people to get their eyes examined at even young ages and infant stages in children. So we usually recommend that by about age 6 months even, that a child get their eyes examined, and then again at 3 years of age, and then also somewhere around the first grade age when they start really getting into school and that type of a situation. Obviously, with kids that young, we're not going to be sitting them behind our fancy lens machine and saying which is better, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 and those kind of things. There's a lot of objective measurements that we can take to determine, if anything is wrong with the child. And really at that age, our main concern is making sure that both eyes are equal, that both eyes are going to develop properly the way they should. So if one eye happens to be a lot different prescription-wise than the other one, or has something blocking its vision, such as a cataract. A lot of times people think about cataracts just in older individuals, but you can be born with a cataract, a congenital cataract as well. So after the first grade age and even then going into young adulthood, we usually recommend every 2 years, unless there's a certain situation that warrants us seeing them annually, such as if they have a prescription that could be changing every year, especially when you're in that middle school, high school age and growing very quickly, that prescription can change very quickly as well. And then getting into adulthood age, if you're diabetic, if you have high blood pressure, those are other good reasons to get those eyes checked every year. And then really after about age 60 is when we really start to hammer home really needing to get the annual eye exams at that point, because you're getting close to the cataract stage, the macular degeneration stage, the diabetes and glaucoma and those type of things. You
just touched on, kind of answered the next question in regard to eye disease. What are some things that we're finding out or you're finding out as a physician in regard to some of the eye diseases that are out there? You touched on, cataracts and so forth.
Yes, there's a lot that we check for during an eye exam. There's a lot of things that we can see inside the eye, even that have not only just eye-related issues, but can have systemic issues such as diabetes or high blood pressure.
Sure.
The most common things, obviously the most common eye diseases that we would see would be cataracts, which is just a clouding of that lens inside your eyes is what a cataract is. Also macular degeneration is a very common one in older individuals. And diabetes is one that really we're trying to get a lot more awareness to. So diabetes can have a lot of effects on the entire body systemically wise, but it can have significant effects on the eyes. So you can get bleeding in the back of your eyes and significant decrease in loss in vision because of diabetes.
I know before the show we were talking about sometimes how we spend hours in front of a computer. What are some steps that can help us promote healthy vision in the workplace?
I think a lot of the workplace issues depends on the type of environment that you work in. So if you're inside, those issues are going to be completely different than, we have a lot of machine shops and individuals that work in machine shops around here in Enid. When you're in dusty, dirty environments, it's a definite necessity to be wearing safety glasses and those type of things. I can't count how many times I've taken metal shavings out of individuals' eyes and those type of situations. It's not something that a lot of people like to talk about, but yes, we take a lot of stuff out of people's eyes because people don't necessarily wear safety glasses when they should be.
Our special guest today on Good Morning Enid is Dr. Justin Funk. And Dr. Funk, it seems like everybody's in front of a computer nowadays. Even checking out the grocery store, they're looking at a computer. You're sitting in an office environment, and even probably people on your staff looking at a computer all day. What are some recommendations to kind of rest the eyes or to give them a break? Because it's real easy just to stay put all day, but I guess there is that recommendation. Give your eyes a break every X amount of hours or something. What's the recommendation?
Yep. There's, like it or not nowadays, our life is right here.
It ain't been on the phone.
So
yeah.
exactly. We're on phones, iPads, tablets, laptops, computers. I read a study the other day that said the average American is on some type of digital device for 7 hours a day. And when you're doing that, you're flexing those muscles, that little lens inside your eye constantly. And just like any muscle in your body, when you're flexing that to see something up close for long periods of time, wears that muscle out throughout the day. And that can lead to eye strain, headaches, dry eyes, blurred vision, those type of things. So we have a rule that we call the 20-20-20 rule. And what that means is every 20 minutes, we recommend that you take 20 seconds and you look at something that's 20 feet away. And what that does is it allows those muscles that are inside your eye to relax so they're not constantly flexed throughout the entire day. Relax those muscles, get them used to kind of going back out to a relaxed state. So.
Excuse me.
Good, very good. This is the first time I ever heard of this, but can you tell us what computer vision syndrome is?
Computer vision syndrome goes along a lot with what Steve was just talking about. Our lives are up close right now, and we're on some type of digital device for almost all day, and especially depending on your job and your situation, it could be all day. So computer vision syndrome is just a situation when those muscles just get worn out. They're locked in trying to see something up close for hours during the day, and it, like I said, leads to just headaches, blurred vision. It takes a time for those muscles to relax back out at the end of the day and those type of things. The muscles kind of get locked into seeing that up close vision, and then it's difficult for them to then expand outward and see clearly off at a distance then.
Throughout the years, I consider myself a very active person. And when I was outside, I always wore sunglasses. It was really kind of normal. And maybe my eyes was telling me, Steve, you need sunglasses. Even as a young person growing up, I always remember having sunglasses, being outside in sports and things of this nature. What problems does UV rays pose to folks? Because sometimes you see people out working, mowing, doing just outdoor things, no sunglasses, and I think my wife is one of those. I never hardly ever see her wear sunglasses, and I'm wearing them everywhere. So does those sun rays have an impact on us?
The UV rays, just like with your entire body and sunburns and those kind of things, the UV rays can have lots of effects on the eyes. Thankfully, a lot of those UV rays are absorbed by the front surfaces of the eye. There's a debate on how many of those UV rays actually reach the back of the eye, and if there's a proponent that can speed up or actually cause macular degeneration in that case, if it reaches the retina, which is the back of the eye. We do know that some of those UV rays get absorbed by the lens inside the eye, which can cause cataracts and those type of things to progress more quickly. And a lot of the UV rays are absorbed by the cornea, which is a very front surface of that eye. So there's certain situations, something called photokeratitis or a welder's burn, in which cases welders that work with a welding arc, that's a very high UV light that's coming off those welders' arc. That's why they wear welding hoods, obviously. If they're not wearing a welder hood, or even if you just happen to be in the same room and not necessarily even looking at the welder's arc off on the side, it can lead to a burn on that eye. And the same thing goes with if you're out skiing in the snow for long periods of time without sunglasses, or even at the beach and being around the sun. The UV rays will reflect off the sand and the water or the snow, and it can lead to basically having a sunburn on that eye is what it is. So it's not very comfortable, just like a sunburn. It's not something that you feel at that certain time is the difficult thing. It's 6, 8, 10 hours later when all of a sudden you just get that excruciating pain of having that burn on your eye, basically. So.
Good. And just to follow Steve's question, are children in particular vulnerable to UV exposure as well?
The same as adults. People don't always think about children being outside. We think about children getting sunburns and put sunscreen on them, but children need sunglasses just as much as adults do when they're outside. They're exposed to those same UV rays that are absorbed by that lens and those type of things. I think back, like you said, I think back to all the days that I spent outside playing baseball without sunglasses on and those type of things, and say, oh, it's amazing what you learn later on down the road and think, oh, what if? So.
It's 7:52. The morning is getting away from us here on Good Morning Enid. Our special guest, Dr. Justin Funk. Real quick, before we move to other things of the show, I'm going to skip down our list on questions. Tell us about vitamins. You see things on television. Are there vitamins, or do you recommend vitamins that promote eye health? You hear things about, what is it, lutein or something?
Lutein and zeaxanthin. Yeah, if you go to any drugstore nowadays, you'll find an entire row of vitamins.
You can find a vitamin for everything, but
exactly.
How about the eyes?
So the eyes, there's really 3 specific supplements that we recommend. It's lutein, zeaxanthin, and myozeaxanthin. So I'll spell those for you later, Steve. But no, they're actually pigments that are found in the back of the eye, in the macula, which is in the retina. And they're very important for situations with people with macular degeneration. There's some studies that show that those specific pigments can help slow down the progression of things like macular degeneration.
Very good.
Well, Dr. Funk, I know I have lots of questions, but we definitely need to bring back Derek. So we'll get those questions to you later. Here is Derek with the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you, Sarah. The OU Board of Regents appointed James Gallagher as the new president of the University of Oklahoma on Monday, and lawmakers have sent a $474 million tax package to the governor's desk to benefit teacher pay raise. March is National Women's History Month. The city of Enid celebrates its women leaders that have been asset to the city and the community, including our co-host, Sarah Del Angel. In sports, opening day for Major League Baseball. It begins today, and the Thunder will take on San Antonio tonight at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, they will play Denver at 7 p.m. also. 2018 NCAA Final Four semifinals will begin this weekend with Loyola Chicago up against Michigan and Villanova up against Kansas. Say that 3 times fast. Oklahoma fun fact. Veneta, Oklahoma, was the first town in the state to have electricity. It is also the oldest incorporated town in the state. And on this day in history, the United States withdraws from Vietnam. That's the Oklahoma Minute.
Thank you very much, Derek. And we do want to bring back the weather as well for this weekend, in case you missed it earlier. As you can see, there is the weather for this weekend. It's going to be sunny and cloudy. The temperatures are up there, and looks like it's going to be a fairly good weekend.
Easter Sunday looks rather cool. City Council meetings coming up next Tuesday. Keep that in mind. That'll be April 2nd, is it? April 3rd.
April 3rd.
Excuse me. There it is on the screen. And if you're able to stay with us at 8 o'clock this morning, had the opportunity to visit with Rick Nelson. He's the Oklahoma State Extension Director, agent, or director, I guess I should say. And we talked a lot about trees, and that's Rick Nelson. That's coming up at 8 o'clock this morning. Just in 30 seconds or less, Dr. Funk, how did you get involved in eyes?
In eye care, I always wanted to do something in healthcare. I'm a people person. I enjoy helping people out, and I had a good family friend that was an optometrist that I worked for when I was younger, and really enjoyed it, and kind of fell in place to come back here to Enid and help people with their eyes.
Very good.
Good.
Very good. Well, one of our favorite segments is to visit with Charlotte Ringwald, and she always brings us a special pet to adopt. 249-4910 is that important number to remember. And let's see what Charlotte has for us today. Sarah, did you have the name? Or
Yes,
do you remember?
Amelia.
Amelia.
Very
okay.
pretty name.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. Today we have Amelia. Amelia's in pen 18, and she's a 7-year-old female. She's been here for 40 days today, so she's really looking for a new home. Please come by and visit Amelia. Come here, puppy. You're cute. Okay. Good girl.
Thank you very much, Charlotte. That was Amelia.
Big dog.
Yes, very big dog.
Big yard. You got a big yard. Keep that in mind.
Well, Dr. Funk, one more question from me. Does a healthy diet support eye health?
It definitely can.
Eat carrots, right?
Exactly, the beta carotene in carrots that we always hear about. There's lots of things. The lutein and the other supplements that we were talking about are found in the green leafy vegetables that everyone knows that we should eat and not necessarily like. Exactly. So the spinach, the kale, those type of things can all have very good ingredients that can help out your eyes.
Is there anything that we haven't touched on? I know that the topic of eye wellness and workplace safety and things like this, but is there something in the minute that we have that you said, you know, Steve, we really need to address this or raise the awareness about?
We could definitely talk about contact lenses for a lot more than a minute, but contact lenses are something that a lot of people wear and can have a lot of effects if they're not worn properly. So I always make sure people understand that there's a wear pattern, a length of time that you're supposed to wear those for, 2 weeks, a month, that you're really supposed to stick to, because wearing those past that time frame can have a lot of effects on the eyes.
I'm not a contact lens person, but I know several people who are, and sometimes you hear the challenges they face, maybe changing them out or having one strength, the other one is a different strength, whatever, which is just like in glasses as well. I guess you can change that up. So, well, we certainly appreciate you being here. Your office is located
We're
near
just-
downtown. and
just west
we'll
of
put the number
downtown.
on the screen if you need to reach out to Dr. Funk and schedule that eye appointment. So tell us about your office so people know how to find you.
Yep, we're on Main Street, just west of downtown, just by about 3 blocks right there. We're right across the street from the First Presbyterian Church.
And what did you call your office?
Premier Eyecare is.
Yeah, but it was
is
the
our
most
location.
holy office? Is
Most
that what
holy
you-
office in Enid. We're across the street from the First Presbyterian Church and right catty corner to the First Baptist Church. So,
Justin, Dr. Funk, thank you for being with us today. We appreciate it. Well, we've got 15 seconds or less, Sarah. So is this where we say goodbye?
This is it.
Thank you for joining us today on Good Morning Enid. Make it a great day. Weather-wise, high today is going to be 60, and kind of that chance of rain, but we had a good rain last night. So hope you enjoyed the show. See Dr. Funk for the eye care, and we'll see you next Thursday on Good Morning Enid. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you.